What's going on, everybody? We are here. Anthony and Lilly, or sorry, ABJ and Lilly.
Yeah,
I'm really leaning
weird.
into this. I don't know.
Anthony. Are we going to start going into more Anthony?
I don't know. It's kind of what I've always been is Anthony when I'm on camera.
I mean, that's fair.
But then ABJ kind of taken over. About 2 years now. But speaking of being about 2 years, a couple years ago, I ended all of my channels when it came to interviews with everyday people, banging beers, Tornado Tag, all those shows I kind of put on hiatus, and then kind of did my own thing, starting the ABJ podcast. They're all brands and things that stuff I'm passionate about, stuff I love learning about, stuff I'm into. But I was like, well, I kind of want to bring it back, but I don't want to do a disservice to the podcast and those channels that were kind of created by me but had other people involved. That being said, I wanted to still keep the title because I thought they were all cool names that I kind of collectively came up with people or had a lot of input in them. So I wanted to bring back Truth Behind Illusion. So this is the third crack at this. We've gone through a few different co-hosts. Everyone did an amazing job on every single show. I really learned a lot from them, even though we have our differences in views and opinions. Ziggy's just decided he's going to be on the table for this, which I don't like. I don't like that. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Ziggy's gone, but we're going to bring this back with myself and Lilly, with Lilly driving the ship and doing a lot of the narration and coming up with the topics, and then me just kind of posing and asking questions. So this is our first time really diving in for research and doing things. Actively been listening to other podcasts that do similar things to maybe pull some inspiration for. So this show is going to grow with us as we continue and really find ourselves and find a flow and a dynamic. There is a bit of a mix of blazing buds into this, just a precursor.
Yeah.
And a little bit and a little banging beers. It's going to be loose. It's going to be lighthearted. We're not experts when it comes to this realm or this thing. We're just kind of doing our own little research and then developing our own opinions on it or whatever it may be. If we do topics that are based on people's stories and accounts, even though we may not believe or maybe think other things, we're not here to diminish anyone's viewpoints or anything like that. I know I make a lot of jokes, but it's not intention to hurt people's feelings or anything. Everyone's entitled to believe what they believe. Unless your beliefs hurt other people, then I'm not cool with that. But let's have some fun. If you guys have any ideas for topics, please leave them below. And we really look forward to it. The new logos are up now. I'll pop them on screen so you guys can see what they look like. We have two different variants. They have the Lilly variant and then the ABJ variant, which I kind of took her idea and then ABJ'd it a little bit. They're both amazing, but mine is the main logo, the primary logo.
Big shocker.
Yeah. I like the purple and yellow. I think it looks good.
I love purple.
But Lilly's logo is fantastic as well. I wanted to keep a little bit of the OG logo with the cat eye and doing the solo eye in the middle because I really like that logo. But so it's a little bit of homage to the past and then doing with the present and still kind of looking through the glass, as you would say, on the pentagram, or not the pentagram, the planchette.
There you go. You got there.
So thank you guys once again for sticking with us, and we're going to try to do this bi-weekly, at least 2 a month. We're going to try for. If we could do more, please go check it out. But we have so much other content, and if you are, like I said, here for the first time and this is the style of content you like, hit that subscribe button or the join button. So a lot of this content will be pre-recorded, and there may be times where we pre-record a bunch of them. So this is actually being pre-recorded and dropped another day. So we may have a couple more of these done right now as we're talking to you guys, or maybe as the first time you're seeing this live and you're not a member of the channel. For $5 you get all this content before everybody else gets to see it, which is really, really exciting because I have enough content up there that's going to take us into almost late this year to December, January, and some of the 5 questions are going well beyond that into February and onward, and we're going to keep bringing out more content as we go. So let's have some fun, help our channel grow, help us have some fun doing this. Leave some comments of topics you'd like to hear us cover. We're always down for guest spots too. If you want to sit in between it to the table and present the topic, we'd love to have you. But that's pretty much going to do it for the intro of this. Thank you. I'm saying thank you a lot, but I'm just really excited, and I'm also probably high and drunk. But today's topic is Samhain. What is Samhain or Samhain? Or
First of all, happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, it is Halloween. Not to us right now, but to you, the listener, happy Halloween.
And that's what our topic is about. That's what we're talking about today. Samhain, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, All Souls Day, All Saints Day. It's been called many things.
All right, well, let's dive into it. Lily, take over for the first time ever. Truth Behind Illusion.
Everybody. Okay, so...
Real quick.
Yeah.
A lot of people know me for this content, well, not a lot, like 13 of you know who I am, as ABJ. Explain who you are as Lily and why you would be a good fit for this channel and stuff like that.
A good fit? Yeah. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you into this type
my
of
name
topics?
is Lily. Yeah. Hi, I'm Lily from Witchcrafts. I have a small business, Witchcrafts, ironically named, because I am into the occult, but also my religion is a little bit farther fetched than most of the people that I know. I will say that. So not a lot of... I won't say that not a lot of people agree with me, but a lot of people don't see things through the same lenses that I look at life. You know what I mean? Yeah, actually, you do know what I mean. So that being said, you're agnostic, if anything, really, but you're more of a believe in yourself type of person. Yeah. Yes. To the actual degree of what actual Satanism is, not like worshiping the devil, but on the morals of what the Church of Satan believes in.
I actually want to buy the Book of Satan. And like the Bible.
Let's make it an episode.
I just kind of want to research and look into it.
But and that's something that I do a lot of, is I gather a lot from different things. So my view on religion, or belief systems for that matter, is I pick and choose. I'm a human being. We're all flawed, but we all have morals. And if I say I like what this pantheon, this god or goddess embodies, or is like, I don't know what the word is I'm trying to use here, but if what they're prevalent in is something that I believe in, then I just adopt that as part of what I'm into. And if that, basically I take what what am I trying to say?
You take what works for you and you help that with your life.
But okay, so for instance, I guess the biggest hypocrisy, or there's a word I'm trying to use that it's not working, right? But so for instance, I am a pagan. I do consider myself a little bit of a witch, but also I believe in multiple different religions. I believe in multiple different gods. And so for instance, I do believe that I believe in the old gods and the new, right? So I believe in Jesus, but I don't believe that he was the only God, or his father was the only God. Sure, he created life, but what about the people that were here before him? And what about the other gods that walked on this earth too? So yeah, long story short, my whole spiel on this was, yeah, there's religion and stuff like that, but I believe in things that not a lot of people do believe in.
Do you practice?
And I try to find, I do. Well, when I'll be honest, I do when I feel like it, and when I don't, I don't. But there's definitely parts of my day, of my daily routine, that things that I always do. So it might be in my numerology. I look a lot into numerology, into astrology and my horoscopes, and I do look at I'll look at things that are going on in my life, and I'll I have apps downloaded and things like that, and I'll say, okay, well, this is what's going on in my work life, in my career life, and why am I feeling so turmoiled by this, or so overjoyed by this, or whatever, and I'll look at the astrology patterns and things like that, but I'm always looking for truth in the unknown. So I think that's kind of, yeah.
Ziggy loves this table.
Ziggy I think he likes the smell of this table. He's a little weirdo.
Yeah. All right, he can
Just
he can
like
run in
me.
as long as
If he wants
doesn't-
to sit here, that's cool.
I'm cool
but
with
if he
that. Like,
jumps in front of the camera,
Yeah,
I'm
if
gonna
he wants
be
to
like,
lay
yeah.
anywhere on the table, he's more than welcome to, just not in front of the cameras or walking around by the cameras.
I'm gonna move this down actually.
But
yeah,
so we're gonna cover into Samhain.
That's me.
And then let's
calling
dive
it
let's dive in.
Gosh.
It's not Samhain.
It's not Samhain.
Oh well, then educate me.
You already said it the correct way at the beginning of
I know.
this. Nice try though. It's Samhain.
I'm baiting her. I'm gonna play dumb a little bit on these shows sometimes.
But like he forgets that I know him. Like, so I'm a little batty too. Batty. Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to do a little bit of the history of everything about Halloween and where it comes from, and all of that. So I'm gonna start from the Celtic ancestry.
Can I just interject one time?
Sure.
I mean, I can do what I want. It's my channel. Thank you for allowing me to. See, I appreciate you. The weed, I'm definitely high.
Oh gosh.
I was in a movie called Samhain. Did you know that?
Were you?
I was in a horror movie.
No, you weren't.
I swear.
You weren't in them.
Yes, I was. Me physically wasn't in the movie.
You're credited in it.
No, my voice is in it. So in the movie, this serial killer escapes.
Okay.
And he's on his way back, Michael Myers style, to kill his daughter. Mm-hmm. And while they're in a bedroom talking, in the background, the radio's playing, and it's the DJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. from the IWEP Network.
No way.
And I break the news of the serial killer breaking out of the asylum, and that, you know, there's a giant fire and everyone's accounted for except this one guy, so he is at large, so please do not approach. Like, gave a BP, like a bulletin on the radio of this movie. So my voice is in the movie. It is called Samhain. You can check it out. It's not, I love you, Scotty. It's not the best. It's funny. I don't think they meant it to be as funny as it was.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll do a little crossover.
Yeah, but
TBI.
Regardless of what people think of the quality or if they enjoyed it or not, I was proud of them because they were a bunch of independent filmmakers and a lot of people who wanted to try it out, because a lot of people say they want to do something and then don't have the courage or the guts to go through it or have the guts to get on camera or do any of that. So it wasn't my favorite, but I was very proud and respected the fact that they put their time, effort, money into making a film and putting it out there and allowing me to be a part of it. And then I kind of knew it was going to be a little rough. And I try to like tell them to lean into it more because self-awareness makes stuff so much better, which they did. And I'm also in the end credits. So at the very end when the music plays, the way the movie ends, I kind of re-break in like, hey, this just happened. They found him. Da da da. I'm not going to spoil the movie. And I said, it sounds like the plot of a really bad movie that no one would pay to see it, to hopefully give a pop to the crowd at the end. And I said, hopefully there's no sequel. And then it cuts out. And and that's ABJ for the IWP Network. Let's get back to the music. And then the music plays for the end credits again. So I'm in it twice. So I have a little end cameo credit appearance as well. It's a little side.
Very nice.
We're trying to kill time too, because she's nervous her notes aren't going to take very long. So we're sidebarring. Have some fun. All right, let's cut loose. Are you good now? You a little loose? You feel comfortable? So let's get into the topic. Lilly presenting for the first time on TBI Samhain.
Thank you. So I did, most of my history is coming from, or most of my research is coming from history.com. So Samhain really started as one of the 12 fire rituals that were done during the full moons of the year. And they were Samhain is one of the 4 major fire festivals that are done during the year that are done at either the equinoxes or the solstices and kind of bring in the new season. But Samhain is the beginning of the wheel of the year. So it is considered the witch's new year. It is Halloween. It is All Souls Day, All Saints Day. It is Dia de los Muertos. It's everything in one, but it started as Samhain. And Samhain started as a Celtic pagan festival, as a way to honor the gods and celebrate all of their harvest of their labor and bounty of everything that they've just worked so hard all year to get and save and get ready for the winter time. So when the harvest work was complete, many people who celebrated would get with priests, and they would all when they were done gathering all of the harvest, they would all come together as a community and light a big bonfire to help celebrate and thank the gods for everything that they had helped them bring in. But as the as the fire was being lit, there were also doing different animal sacrifices as well to honor the gods and give them let you helped us with all of this food throughout the year. This is our 10%. This is our tax back to you. You know what I mean?
It was also very deboisterous. It was a lot of partying, drinking.
We're getting
orgies,
naked by the fire. If you ever heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting," that all started with paganism. We're absolutely yes. I'm not denying that by any means.
I'm with it. I think we should practice it more.
Bring them back. Actually, there are places that you can seek them out. There are Facebook groups that exist. There's ones, I know at least 3 that are in our area that we could probably go to something at any of these festivals and have a whole, they do all these festivals.
You can have an orgy?
I mean, as long as there's consent.
Yeah, consensual orgies and of-age orgies. We don't...
Yes, that too. Anyway.
You have to say that nowadays, you know what I mean? We don't want to be no Vince McMahon over here.
Woo!
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, Vince never got accused of anything underage. Cut that.
So at any rate, so these bonfires were done in celebration, like I said, but they were also done as a way to kind of bring the community together. But this one being the one that was the most important because this is what was bringing you into the winter time. So as a part of the celebrations originally started out going about would last anywhere from 3 days to a week long. But if you didn't participate in these, they would have you killed. You would be on the sacrifices as well. They'd be like, "Oh, you're still at home, and we got the bonfire going.
You don't want to orgy.
There's a whole cookout. Yeah. We got a feast here. We got wine. We got women. We got everything. What are you doing? All we have to do is say thank you. You know, just come out and say thank you. No, okay, you're on the spit. Let's go."
You know, what's hilarious? During the sound check, real quick, I was asking you to talk and you're like.
I don't even get
and now
that
you're
loud.
Screaming, peeping like crazy. I don't really get loud.
Here we go.
Yeah.
At any rate, so, but when all of this was over, everybody would take a piece of the bonfire back home to light their home hearth with, and it was something that would help. It was kind of like I said, it was a community of everybody coming together, but we're all taking that community home with us. We're all still kind of together with it. And then as things progressed throughout into the Middle Ages, now these bonfires haven't really been just because of the harvest or just because of when the full moon is or things of that nature, when the gods are, when these celebrations should be done in festivals for the gods. But now these bonfires are being done to help keep out other, what's the word? Not competition, but evil predators and things of that nature. But also now we're worried about witchcraft and witches and fairies and different monsters. So these fires have now grown from just being something that little villages had and little farms had of just this little fire for everybody. But now they're huge and they're citywide, and these are getting to the point where these are lasting almost 2 weeks long. Everybody's just kind of checked out for it. It is what it is. But now we're, like I said, more worried about it being more of a protective thing. So because of that, we're going to start bringing in things like scarecrows. We're going to have a little bit more decorations. We're going to start bringing in costumes. And we are also going to maybe see something in the form more of turnips with coal in them, jagged little mouths, and maybe you can make them look like faces and they're scary, and we're going to call them jack-o'-lanterns.
Well, the Chinese culture also used pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns and put them on to scare off evil things during that time, because I believe they also thought it was the thinnest, and that was a time that the dead walked or the spirits walked for them. So
Right.
the pumpkins were out on their front porches to scare off evil spirits so they don't enter their house and stuff like that. So it's weird how all these different cultures really didn't communicate, but all had a very similar structure.
Different, yeah.
Yeah. And also I don't know if I'm burying the lead, but like when America was first settled and practiced upon, like a lot of these holidays weren't celebrated in our country. Like a lot of people are like, oh, our country's founded on Christianity, our country's founded on this. Like even like paganism, like it wasn't really even founded on paganism at that point in time either. Like there was some really extreme radical Christians who eventually came and then changed things for a while. But a lot of it was just not really practicing much of any religion or stuff like that because people wanted a break from it. But like until a lot of the Irish immigrants came over to our country is when Halloween really picked back up again.
So that's perfect little segue there. That's where I was getting with. So the Irish brought pumpkins. They're the ones who switched it over to pumpkins. From turnips to pumpkins came from the Irish. That was something that they did. But they also started the tradition of dumb supper, where food was being prepared and everybody who's eating it is all we're all celebrating in a festival, in a feast, what have you, but also we're inviting in our ancestors to join. So maybe now you're seeing a placemat where there's just a table set up of here's plate and silverware and such for people who are no longer with us. Yeah. And now it's becoming something to not only say, okay, well, we're afraid of these things that go bump in the night, but maybe these things that go bump in the night are okay, and maybe we should actually just be respecting the dead and not be afraid of them.
Or if the veil is the thinnest and the dead can return, what if the dead are our loved ones?
So, yes. So at this time, like I said, so there's dumb supper going on, but also these dumb suppers sometimes would last like hours long. And it would be like, okay, so we're going to set the table for this person. We're all going to sit, we're going to eat. And then when we're done eating, we're going to have all of our kids sit here and play the games at the table. And this is everything that happens at this table right now until everybody leaves. Then that placemat will go. And then, so these could be, like I said, like a whole celebration that's 2-3 hours long or 2 weeks long, who knows. And after everyone leaves, that's when it was believed, okay, our ancestors are going to leave now too.
Yeah.
So going on with that, Dia de los Muertos is something that was started, I'm not going to say I even know as someone who is of the culture. I don't know when. Fraud. I'm a Mexican. Anyway. So the Day of the Dead is something that's celebrated around the same time, which is November 1st and 2nd. So it would be around today, tomorrow, and Friday, Saturday.
For you, all
Yeah.
listening. Not
Yes.
right now, currently.
Thinking about it. Yeah. I'm like looking at the calendar because it's a few weeks away. But yes, so it's celebrated around the same time. And again, this is more of where, like you were saying, things are happening in different areas of the world, but all of our beliefs are kind of joining in together. So like I said, the Irish brought this tradition of dumb supper. For Dia de los Muertos, there's an ofrenda, which is a shrine, so to speak, and the shrine stays up the whole time, and that shrine has every one of your loved ones and every one of your ancestors who has passed away. If you've watched Coco, you know, but
Never seen it. Add to the list.
that's a shame.
Add to the list.
We got writing that down. But so everybody that you love or that you care for that's in your family, you would have these shrines that you would put their picture on, and if it was believed that their picture had to be on the shrine for them to pass over and to come over to our world.
Jeffrey.
And then there's also signs of there's papel picado, which was just papers that were done for the decorations as well, but those were more like to welcome. This is because it's a celebration, not something that should be things that people should be afraid of. Again, like Halloween was more of it's a scary, it's a spooky, it's the woo. But Dia de los Muertos is more of like a respectful thing, and this is a celebration of their life of them coming back on Earth and being able to celebrate with their loved ones who are still on this Earth. So I got that. And, you know, yeah. And then now, so today we've got Halloween, and that's kind of all the research I got. But like, I think that's really the basis of everything that we have. And now you look at where things have been a little more commercialized. Sure, things that costumes might not be as scary, or maybe they're more all into pop culture now, but there's a lot of differences between where things have gotten to in a commercialized, what's the word I'm looking for?
Kid friendly, young friendly, not so much debauchery, sex, spooky, hell, scary, dark, occult.
Yeah. It's gotten to be more of a fun holiday. Still spooky.
And at least for me, Halloween, I love it. Halloween is my Christmas. Not in the gift giving aspect, but just like I like this time of the year. I love this weather. This season is my favorite when it comes to weather. It's where my body does the best because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. I love hoodie weather. I love sweatpant weather. I love how everyone embraces the dark, occult, spooky during this month. But that doesn't end for us or me. Like all year round is spooky season to me, so I don't really like stop spooky season. Like I'm very much into like the Blackcraft cult look. Like I wear a satanic rosary.
I have bats tattooed on my face.
I'm very much into horror movies. I watch them all the time. Not as much as I probably should, but like it's what I'm into. Like it's dark. If there's a dark, spooky theme, something, I'm probably gonna lean into that more than something else. But yeah, but the idea of Halloween. So I kind of want to ask you a couple questions.
All right, let's go.
Let's go Halloween. Let's do trauma dumping. Let's have some fun.
Oh no!
I want your favorite Halloween costume and your least favorite Halloween costume.
If I knew you were going to ask these questions, I would have been prepared. I have pictures in the other room.
We'll put
favorite Halloween costume.
Lily will put them on her Instagram when this drops.
Oh, I definitely will.
And then you can follow us. And that's a reason for you to follow us on social media, because we'll put little tags like that and thing. Like, go check out her social media for
Halloween. The Throwback Thursday.
I don't know how many Halloween costume photos I have. I might have a few.
I will post everyone that I have.
Yeah.
I have a few different ones.
We'll put them in the Facebook community. We'll put them in the Discord. We'll put them in all these different things so you guys can check them out. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. So give me your favorite Halloween costume. I'll give you mine, and then your least favorite, and then maybe we'll have like a fun Halloween story too.
Oh gosh, man. Okay, so it's a toss-up. So it's favorite, least favorite, and what was the last one?
Like a funny Halloween story.
How about favorite, least favorite, and something you always wanted to be?
Okay. Yeah. Real quick, I just want to say this quick. So, like, this Halloween and horror and spooky has always been pretty big in my household for a while. Like, my mom likes horror movies. My aunts and uncles are horror movie people. My uncle, Butch, essentially dressed up as Freddy Krueger every year, and, like, that was his thing. Like, he loved it. I actually have his glove that has... No, he kept the glove. I didn't take it because he put real knives on it. But I have his sweater is his original, like from that time frame, Freddy sweater, and his hat I have upstairs, and his actual OG mask. I have his entire costume. I didn't take the glove. One day I will cash in and grab that glove because it is dope. But yeah, I remember like we did Halloween parades all the time. Like I had my Power Wheels was done up to look like a coffin, and me and my cousin Megan were Dracula and the Bride of Dracula. We used to do Halloween parades in like McAdoo and one almost every year. Like my Aunt Colleen, my Aunt Eva, and my mom made it a big deal to make these dope costumes. They were all my costumes my entire life were all handmade. It was very rare I had a store-bought one. A few that stand out is like I did the Jim Carrey Riddler, and I had my hair spiked, and I did the whole 9. I did Master Splinter. I'm filibustering. So
I don't have pictures of.
So I did a Master Splinter one time, and I mean it was a full blown rat costume. I was full head to toe fur, the big nose, everything, and I was walking down the street, and people kept yelling, "That is a sick werewolf," and I was getting so pissed. I kept yelling at my mom, like, why do they keep saying that? And she's like, Tony, just relax. And someone yells out again, oh my God, that werewolf is amazing. And I turn to them in this parade and I go, I'm Master Splinter, you idiot. And like, I got so angry because people didn't know who I was. I still won as a werewolf, fuckers. But yeah, so that was just like I said, the Halloween. Like all my whole life, it's just been like Halloween dress up has been a big deal. But yeah, so what is your favorite costume?
So my favorite costume. Okay, so my favorite costume is very much like I was a kid, you know, but I wore it 2 years in a row. And then I'll also throw in an extra little picture for you of Throwback Thursday of 3rd grade and 4th grade. I wore my jumper because it was my favorite. She was my favorite character because I thought she was Mexican. I thought she was like me. So this is a sad thing. I'm going to actually go through all of these people, all these.
Are you gonna give me every Disney princess that was
that I thought was Hispanic? So I started at my very first. So little backstory: I was adopted within my family. I can't tell you my first few Halloweens because I don't know. But when I was adopted, my mom had me in ballet. So my first Halloween, it was just my tutu that I had for ballet. So I was a ballerina for Halloween, and then was Pocahontas, and then was Jasmine. And then for 2 years in a row, it was Esmeralda.
So it's hilarious because my ex,
I know.
she is Asian but looks Hispanic. Like people thought because she's Vietnamese, she was darker complexion. But because I'm not. Representation is important for kids, even like any gender. You know what I mean, or age or whatever. But
or race.
Or race. Like she's an Asian girl who identified with Pocahontas, Jasmine, Esmeralda, all those characters because
they weren't white.
They weren't
respectfully.
white. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pasty now, living in Pennsylvania, but living in Texas, you guys see these pictures, you're gonna be like, wow, she actually looks like she could have been one of them.
We both need tanning beds.
I'm so bad. But yeah, so Esmeralda was my favorite. It was Esmeralda for 2 years, and then I had a pair of corduroy overalls that I you know how they had like the elastic, like the extender or whatever? So I wore them in 3rd grade for my 3rd grade pictures. And my mom was like, you looked great. And I was like, thank you. They were emerald green, bright green corduroy. And they had a purple shirt underneath. It was like a long sleeve turtleneck. I still remember it to this day. And it just had a little itty bitty square on the chest pocket with her face on it and like a little gold star and a moon. Should have known then I was a witch, right?
I hated costumes.
But hold on, no, this isn't even a costume. This is for school. So I wore them for 3rd grade, and then 4th grade pictures come around, and my mom's like, what are you going to wear? And I was like, I'm still wearing these. I've been wearing these overalls like twice a week for the last year. I'm wearing them again. And she's like, they barely fit you, but I have stretched that whole extension all the way out. So I literally threw a fit that morning and I wore them. So I wore that costume 2 years in a row and I wore those for picture day.
Your costume was your picture day. That's
Esmeralda was everything.
That's also very depressing because that's a poor kid story.
That wasn't, no, my costume was not picture day. My costume, I had an Esmeralda costume. But I was so obsessed with Esmeralda that I also had to get Esmeralda overalls. No.
Yeah.
No.
But I always hated when it wasn't screen accurate. So like this bothers me and I don't know why. But like I'll go and I'll see like a Disney princess dress and it looks like Cinderella's dress. But where Cinderella's dress like would meet in the middle, they have to put like an emblem with Cinderella's
with her face on it, and you're like, why? I agree with you.
If I'm wearing Cinderella's dress, why would
you don't even need to have her
why
face
would she be so vain to put her own face on her dress? Like I get you're doing it for marketing reasons, but I want screen accurate. Get out of my face with that bullshit.
I'm so with you
Thank
right
you.
now.
I thought I was weird for that.
I'm so with you. I'm like, this is me like. Where's the fan? Where's my?
It's too loud. It's too loud.
I know.
The mics are still set hot.
No,
we have
I
to fix
agree.
it for the next episode.
Sorry.
Yeah,
but so what was your favorite?
My favorite was a homemade Green Ranger costume. I don't think we have any photos of it, but I mean, it was all cloth, so some of it did probably look shitty. But as a kid, it was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Was it like a morph suit?
No, it was.
But like before morph suits came out?
No, it was like it was like jogging pants. It was probably way too baggy, but it was like warm. I had it. It was like they made the shin pads, they made the shoulder pads. I had the helmet, and it was pretty fucking good. It was all handmade, but once again, I lost everything in a house fire.
Yeah.
So I lost the whole costume, but I don't even think there's photos of it. Maybe one of my aunts might have it.
I'm gonna ask around.
But yeah, it was my favorite costume growing up. Was definitely my Green Ranger costume. Was my favorite. What was your
honorable mention?
Honorable mention costume?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My honorable mention was Morticia Addams.
I honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
I
After
was 12
after I hit a
years
certain
old,
age,
but I was like, I did get to do a gender bent one at 11.
okay.
I was Harry Potter.
I used to.
Didn't see that coming, right?
Yeah, I used to also when I hit a certain age too. I stopped getting the homemade costumes and we went store bought, and I wasn't as into it. And then it was like kind of throwing things together. And some years I kind of just like I'll wear a onesie of a costume. Like I have a stitched costume. I just like it's a giant onesie, like pajamas.
I
almost.
had a pair of cheetah things like that with the hat and the tail, or the head and the.
But
tail.
like Halloween time, we used to hand out candy and stuff. I don't know if we're gonna do it this year. It is. I don't know when trick or treat is, and if we have plans on trick or treat. Usually it's the weekend before, the weekend after. We'll see what day they do it. Sometimes it's during the week.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hand out some candy, but like we used to go full out. Like we would decorate the full.
You have so many handmade costumes this year.
Yeah, but we would have so many. Like we'd hand candy out, and then we really went hard in the paint. And I think my second favorite one, and it's not that great. I was kind of fat, and I probably looked terrible in it. But I dressed as Spider-Man one year. And I just I was sore as hell for days because I was like...
Were you jumping around everywhere?
I was jumping around, and I jumped down in front of like kids, and I would like pose, and this one little girl came flying across the street, almost got hit by a car because she was so excited to see Spider-Man. She gave me a big hug, and she's like, "You're my favorite." Like, it was like the kid...
Aww.
To that kid, I was Spider-Man. You know what I mean? And
You're like, I'm the superhero.
And her parents were kind of like... Yeah, man, like we can't get her into girly things. Like she loves superheroes, and I was like, let her love it. Like that, like it doesn't have to be that way.
Katie used to love superheroes.
Also, my Aunt Mary used to throw sick Halloween parties, but she would throw her parties the same day as trick or treat night. But everyone had to dress up as a theme, and if you were coming to the party, she also wanted you to help participate in like the trick or treat aspect. Like, it was a lot to ask of your friends, but my Aunt Mary's friends and our family are all about it. So the one year, they did their whole front yard up as the Wizard of Oz. Like, yellow brick road, the whole nine. And did a whole scene. Like, when you knocked on the door, fucking the 4 people came out from behind the house and skipped up the road. And then, like... Met the witch, and then a flying monkey would come out of a hidden compartment or a tree.
The flying monkey?
I was the flying monkey, and I scared the dog shit out of everybody. And once again, you want to talk about being sore the next day? I was like monkey crawling for hours, and every single person who knocked on it got to the point where we were so exhausted because we were doing it over and over and over that we would knock, or we would tell people to like, hey, wait till a big group comes, and then we would do like a big group at one time because it was just but it was so much fun. One year my Aunt Mary should bring it back, but it was really, really, really good time, and we all participated. And it was like, once again, because it's my family, like my Aunt Colleen, full blown green face, witch's nose, the whole, like it was, I think I took her out. She didn't know I was monkeying around and she tripped over me and I killed the witch. Yeah. So, yeah, that was another great Halloween thing. But your least favorite costume?
I will put the picture of this as well. I could just take my hair down now, but I was a clown. My mom dressed me as a clown.
Because your hair?
Yeah. She left my hair poofy and just huge. Like it was a fro, but it wasn't rainbow. Like it was just dark hair. And I hated that costume. I hated it so much. But yeah, I don't even like clowns. Like I'm not like super afraid of clowns, but I'm always like, just go mess with somebody else. Like I don't know. They don't bring me a lot of happiness. So they don't scare me. But
not my least favorite because I just didn't like it. I just think it's the most lazy, but also it was still a good time, and it's a costume that maybe would get you in trouble if you did it today. But like for us, when you're a teenager and your parents aren't buying you Halloween stuff anymore because you're too old, but you still want to trick or treat and you're nervous that people won't give you candy because you're too old and you won't receive candy. First off, if you're giving candy away on Halloween and a teenager wants to come up and trick or treat still,
give them the damn candy.
Give them the damn candy. They could be out doing anything else or being dickheads. And the same kid you don't give candy to
are definitely coming back.
To yeah, because I was possibly that kid 1 or 2 or 3 years. But me and my friends the one year all wanted to go trick or treating, and we just took we did pillowcases, the whole nine, and we didn't have costumes. So we took each one of our mother's dresses
Oh my gosh.
and just walked around. We didn't do our makeup or wear wig. We might have wore wigs, but we just wore a female dress and walked around town. And we just threw it over our clothes.
So 2009, I lent my father my dress. Specifically because him and my stepmom were doing a lady of the night and her ward, if you will.
Gotcha.
So she was him. She was the guy.
They gender bended.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably...
I had to do my dad's makeup for that, though.
But we just walked around in dresses and trick-or-treated. People thought it was hilarious, so it worked. We got a lot of candy.
I mean, it's not as a... But, I mean, just because it is Halloween, you can be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be... It's all just done as a fun thing.
Yeah, here's how crazy, going back to it though, how crazy my family was with it. Like, we would study, like, my aunt would get the newspaper, my aunt Colleen, she was super, super into it, and she's no longer with us, so Samhain, if the thin's veiled, I'm talking for Colleen here.
Put up one of her... We're gonna light a candle.
Yeah, she's, like I said, she's probably, her and my Uncle Steve, who are both no longer with us, are huge reasons why I'm probably into the occult and spooky and horror as much, because, like, they were super into it. Like, she got me into Rocky Horror, like, which we got to do sometime this season too if we're off a weekend. But yeah, so she would go in the newspaper and find out, like, what day Hazleton was, what day McAdoo was, what day Tresco was, what day Frackville was, Monte City.
And so you could just hit up all
and like, Halloween for us was the week. Like, we got out of school Monday. Hey, Monday is this town's. And then, like, we would hit, and then she would be like, all right, well, this town's really small, so we could do McAdoo, and then leave McAdoo and go to Tresco. Yeah, and do and she's like, and then she would scout, like, we would remember from houses before of, like, what houses gave good candy, what houses had the haunted...
Who's giving out the floss and the toothpaste.
Yes.
We stay away from those houses.
But also what houses, like, did the haunted houses, where you can walk through, or if they had stuff that was interactive, because we were into that, like, with the house that had, like, reach your hand in the bowls, and it's the eyeballs, like we were about it, and we would be like, all right, so, like, it was almost like, oh, we're in Monte City, like, this house and this house did it every year, and then you would walk up to the house and it wasn't there, and you're like, oh man. If you're watching this and it's trick-or-treat has not passed, or it's Halloween and you're looking for someone to trick-or-treat, the Yagalinskis in Frackville, which is by my Uncle Paul's house. My Uncle Paul's house is done up really well, and they're right by each other. You were there at my Uncle Paul's, and the Yags was across the street, their whole front porch is done.
Yeah.
So they do a thing called Scare Away Hunger, and the whole week of Halloween, they leave a box on their porch, and people just put non-perishable foods, and then when people come for Halloween, you could bring food. Like, they make it a thing, like, they do this big thing, but also it's like to bring awareness that they collect food, and they bring it all to the food shelter.
That's
and
amazing.
the reason for that is their dad was in a really bad motorcycle accident. He was, like, the breadwinner of the family. Like, he almost lost his arm, like, because he slid, hit a guardrail and stuff. So for a couple of years when this family was struggling, they heavily relied on the Frackville Food Bank for dinner and Thanksgiving and anything like that. So ever since they were able to bounce back, the entire family really takes Halloween as a time of year to collect food to give back to the home, like the food pantries who helped them when they were in need.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to the Yagalinskis in Frackville.
Yeah.
Go check out their
awesome
house
people.
if you're trick-or-treating in the 570 area. Show them love, and if you heard about it from here, please shout, like, say, hey, we heard about it on the ABJ podcast on Truth Behind Illusion. They're good people. Anything else for Halloween you want to throw in there? Things you like?
Oh my gosh, so I will be doing later today, not on camera, I'll be doing a tarot spread, because that's how I start my wheel of the year, or my new year every year. I want to see what the year is going to bring me. It's kind of like...
Camera?
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, we can do it on camera. Can we do it, like, maybe we'll do it live that day.
Okay.
Just because I haven't done enough research on the actual day and what.
Is it pre or post?
So I do different tarot spreads based on what sign the moon is in. This goes back with my astrology and things like that. I haven't looked into what sign the moon's going to be in.
Card for the episode at the end. We'll do that at the start of the next episode.
Yeah, we will. I do want to include that in eventually, but those are things that I do. There are different rituals that I do, and I'm not saying that these are any specific, like, traditions for any specific religions or anything like that, but traditionally what I do personally is I will have dinner, when I say dinner, I have dinner at lunchtime, and then I fast for the rest of the day. I, like, have a late lunch, I guess, if you will. And then I am gathering all my different spices for a cider that I'll make. I usually just make it in my crock pot. There's some really good recipes if you just look on like Pinterest for like a mulled cider that you can just, you know, pour a little spiced rum into it if you feel like it, or you can look at ones to just do with an apple cider, alcohol free. Either way, so I usually I'll have like a late lunch, and then I fast, and then I wait for the sun to go down. When the sun goes down, then I do my tarot readings. And usually this is a little out there, I suppose. But what I usually do is every full moon, I make moon water, and then I keep a little bit of the moon water from
What is making
each.
moon water?
So I put water under the moon with selenite in the bottle for cleansing purposes.
Put it on the roof?
I put it on the windowsill. I put it like right outside, yeah. Like I open the window and I put it out there, and then I bring it back in and I put it on my.
We have a jar.
And I use it, but I use it in baths I use them ritualistically. So like I'll use my full moon water if I haven't used it in plants, which I haven't because I don't have any plants around here. I used to have plants and I used to put them in my plants. But
Mom has plants, definitely knows.
I guess I could. We'll see which ones are dying. I'll start messing with her plants. She already puts enough water. Most of her plants are succulents. They don't need water. Anyway, at any rate, so what I'll do is I'll run a bath. I'll have a milk, honey, and different herbs in that as well. And then I will sit outside. I don't care if there's a full moon out or not, but I will do this for the full moon, the harvest moon, as well as if there is a blue moon for Halloween, like around this time in October. And Halloween night, I usually go for a walk, just a little hike, a little trail, and I meditate. And then while I meditate, I think about things that I want to manifest for the coming year, and things that I want to focus on my goals, and things that I want to come in and really sit with me for the next year, and things that I
So you did a ritual last year.
We did.
You didn't tell me what you wished for or hoped for.
I didn't.
Did they come true?
One did.
What's that?
I have a relationship with my kids again. So that was something.
What was the other one you asked for? Maybe you're covering the mic, by the way, too.
Oh. No, I'm not. Am I? No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, I'm not.
You should put it more in the center of your chest, by the way.
I have
next
it like,
time.
yeah, you're right.
It should be in the center of your chest.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you did that.
because it was fine. We did the
Yeah.
check.
What else did you ask for?
I still have, listen, from the
never
time
mind.
of
Yeah, don't
this
tell me.
recording,
Yeah, don't
I
tell
still
me.
have a few more days left. Until it could happen. It could happen.
Yeah. I think realistically from the
I
year
think-
that we met until the year now, I think like it's still not amazing, but I'm grateful for I think this year has been great in general. Like
Absolutely.
we started getting an income again. I got a car again. You're in contact with your children again. You're finding yourself as a creator
I
in
think
the
that's
wrestling
kind of where
business.
I guess
I'm
maybe
getting back into the wrestling business. Like
maybe I did kind of get my other thing, because what I asked for was a new career.
yeah.
So maybe I did.
Still wanted to find a job. I don't. Your job.
Wow.
So your job isn't
Thank
your
you.
your job isn't
I said
your career.
career.
Your job isn't your career.
I said a new career. I said I was looking for a new career.
So like I look. No disrespect to where I employed, but my employment is.
That's your job.
That's my job. I
That's
do
what I
that
mean. I need a job.
to make money and to help me pay my bills. That could help me in my because I don't call this a hobby. I want this to be my career.
Right.
Like I want this to be something for me. I want enough of you to like me enough to hit the subscribe and join button that I can be fruitful on my content. And I'm not trying to get brand deals and stuff. It's just people like me enough and they want to donate. Like if I can make a living off that, that'd be dope. Like I'm not expecting to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but if it's enough that I can be comfortable or that'd be awesome. This is what I want, you know? Yeah, I just want to kind of ask because your last ritual. Will you give us more updates throughout the year?
So you did see my So I forgot you were with me for my last ritual.
I may have participated a little bit.
A little.
That
was
bit.
something. Hold on. We did
Don't
a
we
little
know?
extra.
We don't have to go into that.
We don't have to. But what I'm saying is that is part of my ritual. Is I will go out, be one with nature. I'll do my little hike, and then when I come back, so I'll bathe first, right? Okay, so I bathe in my moon water, which sounds silly because I'm emptying out my moon water. But now I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go for a hike. I usually do it in the dark, but usually when I know where I'm at. So I think that's why last year I was like, let's just do it in the daytime. 'Cause I don't know where we're at. Anyway, and then when I get back from my walk, then I will have a little fire. It's not quite a bonfire, but it is a fire nonetheless, and I'll kind of sit and meditate there a little bit more. And then usually what I do is I bring leaves back from my walk, and then I'll put them into my moon water for the next year.
There you go. All right. Well, do you guys do any rituals or anything like that? Comment below. And the last thing I want to kind of do, because I don't do rituals, but what I like to do, or maybe I'll ask you, is there any type of other, maybe it is a ritual for me. I am very inspired by pop culture. There's no secret to me that I'm a pop culture guy. I have to watch Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Traditions.
Like I have to watch Halloween. I try to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show every year. And they're my two main go-to horror movies that I watch during Halloween. Like during this month, I have to watch the original Halloween and also Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Are you asking what mine are?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Big shocker there, right? But before the movie came out this year, he can attest to this.
Yeah, Beetlejuice isn't like a Halloween. That's an all-year-round movie.
But it was huge in my life. Like everything. I'm not saying, but hello, you can't see it, but I had my entire bedroom was literally painted Beetlejuice.
I found my old Beetlejuice kid toys. I'm pretty pumped about it.
My whole room breathed Beetlejuice. But regardless,
did you hang up the two things?
What two things?
The handbook of the recently seasoned.
No, because I can't.
Oh my god,
I know. I have to figure out how to put them up to where we can actually hang them. But so that's something I usually. But Edward Scissorhands, which again, not really Halloween movie. I guess. You know what was though for me, and I don't know why. It wasn't Rocky Horror. It was it. The Stephen King, like the.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Thank you. I was like, it's not Tim Burton. The Tim Curry version. We watched that every
Now, is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie to you or a Christmas movie?
It's a Halloween movie. Like, they're kidnapping Santa Claus. Like, yes, it happens at Christmas, but you could watch it for both.
Okay. So here, I'm just kind of going through a list.
Also, R.I.P. Mr. Oogie Boogie. He died today, recording day, not today.
Yeah, so also we're going to try to put some of these movies possibly in our watch list for Not Cool in High School for the upcoming this year, or maybe horror if they're horror inspired. So I got Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. I have Coco as number 2.
Coco, because that's about Dia de los Muertos. You should
number
watch
3
that
is
one.
So these are the top movies that you should watch at Halloween.
Okay.
Number 3 is Halloween.
Okay.
Number 4 is The Halloween Tree.
I don't know about that.
It's an anime.
Oh, Hocus Pocus. Hello.
The Witch.
I want to watch that. That's the one with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Over the Garden Wall is another animated
I've
movie.
seen that one.
A Ghost Story. I never heard of that one. Sleepy Hollow. That's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah. That's based in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
The Exorcist. I see The Exorcist 67 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time I see it.
167 times.
Yeah, anyway.
Every time I see it.
Silence of the Lambs.
Saint it.
Scream. Donnie Darko.
I still haven't seen Donnie Darko. Is that a good one? Should we write that one down?
I don't know. Friday the 13th, I guess it counts. Night of the Living Dead, great movie. Paranorman, 15. You ever watch Hubie Halloween?
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it, but so here's the thing is my roommate at the time played it like all the time. Like thought it was so funny that just played it on repeat.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, the animated movie.
Okay.
The Ring. A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
Okay.
I never heard of that one. What We Do in the Shadows. I thought that was a TV show, but I guess that's the movie.
There's a movie, and then In the Shadows is a TV show.
And then 20 is The Poltergeist. I'm not going to keep going through Evil Dead. I'm not going to go through the whole list.
What We Do in the Shadows is another Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
Or I might have
Coraline
that
on the
backwards.
list.
Coraline's great.
E.T. as a Halloween movie. Nightmare on Elm Street. The Crow. I think the new Crow movie is on Midsummer. Midsummer. That'd be a good one. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do some cool Halloween movies as the week goes, and we'll drop them throughout the week and get ahead of the table on that and do some cool Halloween stuff. You'll already see most of this because this is going to air last. So I don't know why I told you all of that. But if that's some ideas for you guys, maybe next year you go watch some of those movies. Or if you watch those movies, let us know some stuff you do in the comments when it comes to what your rituals are or your hobbies.
Wait. You don't have specific snacks that you have just for Halloween time?
How about this?
I have to, if I'm watching my movie, so this is a little bit, it's not a ritual, but I guess it kind of is, because it's Halloween and we have to watch a scary movie. I don't care what the movie is, but we have to have popcorn, we have to have caramel apples, we have to have some candy corn.
What about apple slices and dip them in the caramel?
Kettle corn, huh?
Apple slices.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That's what I don't like candied apples.
I don't like biting the whole
caramel apples.
Yeah.
They're not candy apples. I like
Favorite and least favorite Halloween candy.
Least favorite is anything with a raisin.
Anything with almonds, peanuts, or anything
Coconut.
with coconut, like Almond Joys.
I love coconut.
No.
Give me the coconut.
Whoppers are gross. If you like Whoppers, you're a psychopath.
I love Whoppers.
Proven fact right there. Psychopath. Butterfingers too. If you eat Butterfingers, you like chalk peanut butter. That's exactly what it is.
How dare you?
You're disgusting.
How dare
you are disgusting if you eat those dry ass. Like, it's like eating a fucking biscuit with no like if you walk around Halloween eating Whoppers and fucking Butterfingers with no drink, you're a goddamn psycho.
Well, I don't like chew on them though. Neither one. I literally
Whoppers
kind of
are gross.
chomp the chocolate off of the Butterfinger and then I stick
And you throw the rest away.
No. I cut
Gross.
them into little pieces and I just
Least favorite.
savor them. Least favorite was anything with raisins.
You
in
like
it.
Raisinets.
I don't like
Great
Raisinets.
candy.
I hate Raisinets.
Great candy.
I don't like raisins.
My grandma used to collect the raisin toys. Do you ever see the California raisin?
Oh my gosh, my cousin does.
I wanna refine
Shout
the little
out, Kitty.
figure sets of those because they were like my Gram's thing,
I wonder
and
if she
I would
still
like
has them.
no. I took most
No,
of them.
not her. I wonder if my cousin still has. She
I want to collect
had
them
a lot
again.
of stuff.
Yeah, that's like the one thing. Coca-Cola and the Raisinets are the two things that the California raisins are the two things I
So
remember
what's
the
your
most.
favorite?
Favorite what? Favorite Tootsie Rolls. Anything Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Pops, Tootsie Rolls. Some of the flavored Tootsie Rolls, let's not get out of control with those because the chocolate's the best. Tootsie Rolls is my absolute favorite. I'll eat those all day long. Anything peach, but peach rings and stuff like that aren't Halloween candy.
No, they're just regular everyday
they're just regular candy,
but like Halloween candy.
Kit Kats, you can't go wrong with Kit Kats.
I'm sticking with candy corn or any of like the little vegetable.
I like candy corns.
Vegetables.
Yeah, I like the candy corns. I can't eat a lot of them. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
if it's at
like
a,
give me
it's,
like 5 or 6,
if
and
it's
then
at
I'm gonna walk
if
away.
it's at a table sitting next to me, I'll eat them just because it's sitting there. I prefer the pumpkins more than the candy corn.
Yeah, I like the little
The
veggies.
caramel pumpkin, the caramel apples, the caramel
Apple
candy
lollipops?
corns are good. Caramel apple lollipops are good. Love those. What's another good one? I'm a Crunch Bar guy too. I like Crunch Bar. I told my brother.
You know what is not for me?
Hold on.
Popcorn balls.
Yeah, they're gross. I don't really like popcorn that much unless it's caramel popcorn.
Dude, I like kettle corn.
Yeah, caramel popcorn is my favorite. But I told my brother for many, many years that he was allergic to Tootsie Rolls. And that if he ate them, his throat would close up and he would die. So every year, even though I wasn't trick-or-treating, my brother would have my mom go through all of his candy. He's like, separate all the Tootsie Rolls. And she's like, oh, he's being nice for his brother. No, I had him conned into thinking he was allergic. And it only worked for a couple of years till somebody offered him one. He's like, I can't eat that. And my mom's like, why? He's like, I'm super allergic. And she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, that's what Tony told me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so that's how I got my Tootsie Rolls when I no longer trick-or-treated.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a great time of the year. It's my.
Oh wait, what was the one Halloween costume you always wanted to have? But but never did.
It's not so much a Halloween costume, but I want a legit cool, full-blown Batman costume.
You want the armor, the Kevlar suit. You want the bat.
I want something that looks like
it looks
like
his utility belt.
Utility belt. I just want something to look like if Batman was a real thing.
But like blue Batman, gray Batman.
It doesn't matter. Any Batman suit. Except the Adam West. I don't want to look like a dork.
Right, right. I want to be dressed like Batman, but I don't want to be dressed like a
First off, how
dork.
dare you? Batman's awesome. So but not only for that, like, so the reason I always wanted a full legit Batman suit is because I used to dress up as Batman, and I used to wear this shitty, and it hurt my heart to do it because I'm so passionate about Batman. But every year, around this time of year, we the Black Diamond Bar, which you're going to meet everybody there soon, they would do an autism awareness, and they would have a sensory course. And at the very end, they had to bust through a brick wall. At the end of the brick wall, I was there as Batman tied up, and then they saved me, and then we got a photo together. And I would every year I'd shave my beard, and I'd put the mask on, and I would be Batman for the kids. And I always wanted a cool Batman. Like, if I ever made a lot of money, or I was rich, or this content ever blew up, the two things I'd buy is like a screen accurate Batman or a cool comic book accurate Batman suit. And I would try to find a Batmobile. And I would, like, that guy that goes to, like, children's hospitals and stuff like that, or, like, just to go see kids for their birthdays, I would like to be a superhero, like, once or twice a year, just to, like, you don't have to pay me, I would just go to the parties and, like, give an experience. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But that's a costume or something like that I always wanted. Casey Jones costume, I've always wanted to do, like, a cosplay of Casey Jones. I don't like my body. Full disclosure, I think my body's gross, so it makes me stop dressing up a lot. So there's a few things I'd like to be, but I have to lose some lbs, as we say in the showbiz. Yeah, how about you?
I just really dislike my body, and I don't like how it feels, and I need to gain the lbs.
We'll trade.
In the DDs, you know what I mean? Like,
you need some tetas.
I always wanted to do, like, a Jessica Rabbit for obvious reasons. I could never do a Jessica Rabbit.
Gotcha. I love Roger Rabbit.
But also another one that I always wanted to do, and I was going to do it last year. And then I ended up losing my job, for one. But for two, a whole freaking Netflix thing came out, and I was like, people are going to think that I just did it because of Netflix. Should have just done it. Wednesday Addams. I did Morticia Addams once. I wanted to be Wednesday, and my mom was like, no,
I can be Gomez now. I'm
Morticia.
chubby.
Do you want to do Morticia? And we could do this. We got a little time. I have heels, and I can make a really long dress. I was actually, yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. That was one I always wanted.
I have to shave my beard, don't I? No? I could just be
You
Gomez
could be the
with a beard.
darker version. You have long hair. We'll just make you like a pinstriped suit.
Suit?
Little tailored suit.
You were just like
Suit.
your daughter there, like you did that.
You mean I reminded you of how my daughter reminds you of me?
Yeah, 100%. You may have seen it already because we're actually, it's going to be kind of cool. You've probably already seen it if you did. It was a big moment for us as well for the channel. We're going to be doing like
little food
spooky
review.
snack and food reviews with her kids. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
Check
wild.
it out if you haven't already.
Yeah. All right. That'll do it. Anything in closing you want to talk about or with the channel? What things you have some visions or plans?
So a few different things that I wanted to do. Like I said, we're going to do the Wheel of the Year, but I think the next episode that we're going to do, because I think we're going to stick to just the four main ones. So the next Wheel of the Year episode will be Yule, around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So before that, I think the next one we're going to do is going to do a little bit more deeper diving into astrology, numerology, and tarot cards.
And we may have an on-location episode happening as well, but I'm not making any promises because it's really hard with work. I'm staying a little late, but maybe a local ghost story will go on location and film
We'll figure it out.
on location.
We've got some big things in the works, so just stay tuned.
If you would like for us to come hang out, or you want to do an episode with us, we're open for guests. If you have a haunted location, say your business is haunted, say your house is haunted, you can call us, the Ghostbusters. No, we're not there to solve the mystery, but it would be cool for us to sit with you and hear your stories and experiences in location. These microphones are very portable, and we can go anywhere with literally a backpack and have a 2-camera setup and mic up to 4 people. So if your house or location is haunted, or you think you know a paranormal thing or something you're passionate about talking about, hit us up. We'll come to you. We don't have a lot of space up here for you to film with us, but we'll always take this on the road, and we love recording on location. So invite us to your haunted house or your possessions, or if someone's getting exercise in your family, we'll be there.
Or if you're just strange or unusual.
Anything. We are ourselves. We are ourselves.
We
Strange.
ourselves are
Strange and unusual. So that'll do it. We'll see you guys next time. Truth Behind Illusion. We're back. Thank you guys so much. We love you, and we'll be seeing more of you very soon. Bye.
Later.